discretion is advised.
Geeks Flix, of course, minus one geek right now. The Sage, busy man. We will have another full episode sooner or later. We just got to line out the kinks. But right now, the Muse and I are very happy and privileged and honored to actually have the chance to say that we are doing this trailer break on a franchise, a saga of proportions that cannot be measured, and as you can see, it is littered behind me as always, and hence you have the special effects there from Texas itself. It's quite a storm going on there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Star Wars The Force Awakens trailer break. I am the Tech Mitchell Wright. That is the Muse, Justin Kyle. Say hello, Justin.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Yes, I'm sure the phone will go off sooner or later, folks. Don't worry. Just wait. Pinpoint the time. Enjoy the show. But we're going to get right to it. Here is the one, the only cinematic trailer for Star Wars Episode VII, The Force Awakens. Enjoy.
Who are you?
I'm no one.
I was raised to do one thing. But I've got nothing to fight for.
Nothing will stand in our way. I will finish what you started.
There are stories about what happened.
It's true. All of it. The dark side. A Jedi. They're real.
The Force. It's calling to you. Just let it in.
Now, coming back down from Cloud 9, and quite frankly, I'm gonna warn you on just my behalf, folks. Get ready for a fanboy gush fest.
Oh no!
Okay. And I'm gonna be objective, but at the same time, this is something that has been we've been waiting for quite some time. But Muse, as I always say in every episode, give it to me. What do you got?
Okay. It's tough to begin with this one. So, like, Star Wars is Star Wars. That's about all you can say about that. My generation grew up with the prequels. Mm-hmm. So, I, unfortunately, did not have the genuine magic that the episodes, I guess it's 4 through 6, mm-hmm. right?
Yes, sir.
Starting with A New Hope. Mm-hmm. I wasn't there to experience that, and that is cinematic history, right?
Absolutely.
I grew up with the prequels, starting with Phantom Menace. I think it was in 1999 when it came out. So the thing was, and I was in 4th grade or something like that. In 4th grade, you don't pay attention to substance and acting and story. You pay attention to special effects.
Right.
So I thought they were amazing. But, you know, as a kid, you're in the minority, especially with the prequels. I know more, and I'm talking like yourself, true Star Wars fans. More than not, many of them weren't too happy with the prequels.
Right. Very CGI
older,
heavy.
Right. Now that I'm older, with this trailer, and it's kind of like an epiphany and a clearing. I just now in my life began to see genuinely, organically, for the first time, from your point of view. Because if you watch the first 3 that came out, and then you watch the prequels, which we both have.
Right.
I saw this one. Now, we're both on the same page with this one, right? We
right.
both saw this one. And we're both now a lot more similar mindset as far as maturity goes and appreciation goes. Just from this trailer alone, I think this shows the textbook difference between the first trilogy and the second trilogy. And I'm starting to see perfectly why people had a problem with the prequels, because George Lucas directed all 3. Now I'm speaking from my perspective on this, not everyone else's but mine. The special effects, they were CGI heavy, yes, but they were still awesome.
Oh yeah, I mean, and I'll give it that. They were still fantastic effects.
Nothing. For me personally, nothing, and I know the majority of people, nothing puts someone in a movie more than practical effects.
Right.
So instead of a green screen, if you build a full set, that's going to be more, you're going to be more engrossed in that as a story. So that's one of the things that it showed me. The biggest thing where it showed me how much the prequels failed in my eyes now, as an adult, is the acting was terrible, if I look back. Excluding Ewan McGregor. I'm talking Hayden Christensen, even Natalie Portman, who is an Oscar-winning caliber actress. She has won an Oscar.
Right.
And it's not their fault. Natalie Portman is extremely talented. Right? George Lucas, to quote George Lucas, he once told... It was Ron Howard, when Ron Howard was in film school. This is a true story. Mm. He once told Ron Howard to stick with animation because you don't have to work with actors. And that in and of itself explains... I think, the fault of George Lucas, especially with those prequels. Number one, you can't really say no to George Lucas, so there was no checks and balances. He only had it his way, right? So no one could really say no. And the biggest thing is, he is not fond of actors, which means he probably doesn't know how to direct actors very well. With this trailer...
Not the people skills, huh?
Not people skills,
like
right.
With this trailer,
You don't have what they call the social skill.
The biggest thing that stood out to me, above everything, even the special effects, was the acting. That opening shot of when Daisy Ridley is looking at that space station take off, right? And you see that longing just like Luke had in A New Hope, right? Mm-hmm. When you see her crying, when you see John Boyega.
Mm-hmm.
When you see the fear in his eyes when Kylo Ren is walking up with the lightsaber, I didn't see that kind of genuine reactions in any of the prequels at all. So now, there it is. That kind of hit me. That shows how powerful it was. I guess now I'm starting to realize it wasn't just the special effects of the original trilogy. It was the whole package. Obviously, the score has been there for all of them, so it wasn't that. The special effects, they've all been groundbreaking, even in the prequels. That was groundbreaking special effects, you know.
Yeah.
It was the acting, which in turn is the director, right?
JJ. Yeah.
Get on with it!
And I mean, it's my take on this, and like you said, all that history and everything. A lot of people had anticipation and anxiety about JJ coming in, being a Star Trek guy, and all the CGI heavy pass to the prequels of the 6 movies, and
Right.
how it lacked that intimacy and that almost grounded in reality feel that 4, 5, and 6 had, especially Empire Strikes Back. I mean,
Right.
that is the greatest film of all time, if you ask me, in all aspects. And I saw that, and I've seen that in this trailer. There's a very organic feel to the environments that you're seeing. There's a very practical feel to them all. You don't necessarily feel like you're too far away, but you are a long time ago still, yet far away, grounded in the fact that these are places you feel like you could touch and see, but still give you the wonder and magic of another world that the Star Wars universe has always had. Especially growing up, and like I said, I was younger. I was born in '80, so you know, really in my time, Jedi would have been the only one. Return of the Jedi would have been the only one that I could have supposedly gone and saw. But I did grow up with all of these movies at home, watching them on VHS constantly. My older brother Eric, of course, the Sage on here, and my father Dale Wright. Shout out to you both. Huge influences in my love for sci-fi and especially for Star Wars. And let me get into the trailer finally. Starting out, you know, in some of those opening scenes, it's like you said, you know, Rey, or Daisy Ridley's character, looking out towards the skyline, watching the ship take off from her, and I don't know if you could tell that object that you saw was
Right.
the AT-AT, the derelict AT-AT that she lives in, and looking out and looking up from it, longing for something, for space, for adventure, for the other world that's out there. The scene with her and BB-8 walking off over the dunes really shows you the environment, and actually gives you some throwbacks of like you said, Luke from the original trilogy on Tatooine, and the feeling of isolation that she has. And I love how when you see the Resistance, what they're called now compared to the First Order, the Resistance, all their environments are like your browns and your greens, or they're very earth-oriented, organic environments. And then, you know, I don't know if you can tell, the First Order environments that you saw, like on a Starkiller base, is actually what that base, everybody's seen that picture in the poster, that's Starkiller base. And the idea is that Starkiller base, you know, is that whole snow-covered planet is actually that that floating orb. You know, everything is built into it, and that scene where the fire is possibly Starkiller base in action. Even there on Starkiller base and on that deck, you can see that those environments and all of that is there. It is built. It is real. but you don't get the greens and browns and lively. You get your blacks, whites, and grays. You get your very sterile, kind of militaristic feel to it, and that's an attention to detail that 4, 5, and 6 had. That I love that JJ has brought back into 7 right now, and especially like you said, the acting. Movie Pilot and a couple other people have taken the videos that Daisy Ridley and John Boyega released of them watching the trailers for the first time. And as fans, if you don't watch that and not have an extreme amount of respect for the excitement and the joy that just watching those trailers brought them, you are not a true fan. Those people, I believe, from what I can tell, poured their heart and their soul into these roles. They are invested. They believe in it. And I'm going to go out on a limb here. This is, in my belief, going to be a possible Oscar. There's going to be some Oscar winners in this film.
Blow your mind? That just happened.
That aside, the cast, the people. I mean, yeah, I'm sorry. We both kind of got off on our little beginning rants and whatnot.
Okay, it is okay.
We didn't see Mark Hamill, but he is in it as Luke Skywalker.
Which I think was a great decision.
Yes, he is not Kylo Ren. He's not in that mask. Everybody's been posting that video that Kevin Smith, and JJ did at that round table of Luke kind of pitching to George Lucas for Return of the Jedi, and evil Luke following Dad and whatnot. Even though JJ was there and looked interested, I still do not believe that's going to happen.
Nah,
that's
I don't buy that either. Yeah.
But Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker. It's got Billy Lord in it playing somebody. Billy Lord is Carrie Fisher's daughter, I believe. Correct me, folks, if I'm wrong, and I'll correct it in editing, but I believe that's true. Carrie Fisher, of course, is back as Leia. Harrison Ford is the epic Han Solo. Domhnall Gleeson, General Hux in the First Order. Oscar Isaac, Poe Dameron. Gwendolyn Christie from Game of Thrones is Captain Phasma, our chrome-plated trooper. Simon Pegg. Simon played apparently several different roles in this, in several different costumes, and actually was somebody that helped JJ. And JJ, he talked in an interview, he and JJ would bounce things back to one another. Because Simon Pegg is a huge Star Wars fan, has an extreme love for it, just as JJ does as well. Daisy Ridley, of course, is Rey, and like I said, all we've got is Rey. Andy Xerxes plays Supreme Leader Snoke, the leader of the First Order, who we haven't seen, but is supposedly a completely CGI character. It's got all the motion capture on him, which epic casting. He is the man in motion capture and will always be. Of course, Adam Driver, Kylo Ren, which is of the Knights of Ren, our dark side, or Sith-like faction off with the First Order. Peter Mayhew, back as Chewbacca. Warwick Davis, doesn't have him accredited, but of course Warwick is in it. Lupita Nyong'o is Maz Kanata, which is a pirate from the film. Max Van Sydow, it does not have him credited to a character yet. That role has not been released. And then you have, of course, John Boyega as Finn. Again, we have just Finn, left open for a lot of speculation. Greg Grunberg, I really don't know who he is. He's just in here. Kenny Baker, of course, back as R2-D2. Anthony Daniels as C-3PO. And then we have several other individuals here that are accredited names that I'm not familiar with, other than Tim Rose is back as Admiral Akbar, which is, it's a trap! So,
It's a trap!
So that cast, a lot of new people, bringing back the old was a brilliant idea. Well done. Couldn't have gone a better route with that. I like that. Effects wise, we've already tackled the whole idea that it's very grounded in practical and of course CGI, with some of those awesome scenes with the Falcon and the TIE fighters rolling through Jakku.
Right.
Sorry.
Right.
Sound. I mean, they brought back the sounds we all love and grew up loving, and that set a tone for all sci-fi movies, much like Star Trek did. I mean, you know, those two right there have been the inspiration for so many films.
And now for something completely different.
I want to throw something out to you. Did you notice that when Daisy Ridley's Rey is crying, she's actually crying over a body?
That's right. I did notice that.
And there is a jacket, and I can't remember who posted this, and I watched it, and he had things that you maybe missed in the trailer, and he had the hashtag Star Wars jacket conspiracy or whatever. It was clever. But Poe Dameron wears a jacket, Finn wears a jacket, Han Solo wears a jacket, and then some people say, well, there's some hairy stuff there, maybe it's Chewbacca. We lose somebody.
What did you say?
Somebody vital in this dies, whether it's a main character or not. And I hate to burst a geek bubble, but there is definitely something to that.
Oh no!
Your thoughts?
I think it's going to be Han.
And then there's been a lot of talk of that.
Right. So I know that Harrison Ford has talked in interviews and other things that he said he has wanted to kill Han for whatever reason. I mean, a couple of times. Think how much more dramatic that would make this movie, and how bold of a move that would start off with this.
Right.
Just as far as motivating the characters in the story, if Han died.
Right.
Not to mention, you know, that's kind of what the iconic star, is wanting, and he has good reason to want it too. I mean,
Do you even know what you just said?
What do you got?
Everything we've seen so far with this movie has been, as far as their business decisions goes, as far as the producers and making their decisions. So, like, they cast, for instance, a CG creature. They got the best mocap actor in existence ever,
Right.
Andy Serkis.
Right.
He pretty much revolutionized that. They were smart enough to get all of the original cast back. They're smart enough to leave the most anticipated cast member out of the trailer. That would be Luke Skywalker.
Right.
They're smart enough to go with extremely talented but still new faces for the new cast, just like the original trilogy did. And they were really smart in making sure that those casts, as well as the director, were hardcore fans. So they would probably be doing this for free, and they would still be crying about it.
Exactly.
All of those moves, Kathleen Kennedy, I think, is the president over Lucasfilms now, or she's the CEO or something.
Right.
I don't see, and J.J. Abrams was, as soon, I know that he had directed Star Trek, and he's even admitted that Star Wars greatly influenced some of his Star Trek decisions, like pacing and action, things like that.
Right.
As soon as I heard that he was in the running to direct with some other directors, as soon as they finalized and said it was J.J. Abrams, I was so relieved, because what a perfect director. I've loved the Star Trek so far, but man, I knew this guy was born to do Star Wars. Like, literally, he was, that's his greatest, just like you, that's his greatest films, his favorite films of all time.
And boom goes the dynamite.
Right now, and this time in theater and film, just to put this in perspective, the record for pre-sold tickets ever was held by the last year's Hunger Game.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I think within 2 days after the release of this trailer, on Fandango, this trailer beat Hunger Games by 10 times.
Yep.
Okay, on the IMAX pre-orders, it beat it by their world record by 6.5 times, and by AMC theaters, it broke the formal record by 8 times.
Yep.
We will never see that again. I will never, I'm not saying that it will be broken, because it very well could be broken, but we'll never see a movie that completely just, thumps the other ones out of its way as far as record holdings for pre-sale tickets.
Write that down.
And I'm glad you brought up that the lead actors released their trailer reactions. Okay, so do you think that was them just releasing it, or do you think that maybe that was like a PR campaign type thing, like an undercover studio kind of thought? Because think how much more excited that makes filmgoers knowing that these actors...
Here's what I think. Okay. I think they've stayed close. And I think maybe a little time before or whatever or something, they talked and then in Daisy or John, like, hey, when this comes out, just whatever we're doing, wherever we're at, let's film ourselves watching this the first time, and just show the world that we're in this movie, but we're every bit in love and have the respect and joy for it that you all as fans have and will and do for the past 30 years. And I hate to say that it was... I feel there was too much genuine reaction.
Right. For it to be like a gimmick.
For it to be a Disney, go make us money, go make it look awesome, go make it happen. No.
Right.
No, I feel there's some genuine
I thought
love
that
there.
each one, because I don't know a lot about either of the actors, but I thought that each one was perfect. So, if you watch Daisy's and she just starts crying and she said it's so amazing or whatever, and then you watch John's and he starts like, yep, and he starts escalating. And when he sees the final scene, he jumps over the couch. I was like, yes, so perfect.
It's,
perfect.
And as fans, how does that not give you so much respect for
That's
those
the thing,
actors
though,
and get so pumped for it?
Here's the thing. I think you're right. I think it's genuine. I know that they are fans, that they love this story and this saga and this universe. And I don't think it was planned from Disney. But those videos, I can guarantee you those videos put some of the original lovers of this story back in theaters. They were like, yep, because everything you just said is how much you admire them for that. Mm-hmm. That probably just won the hearts over thousands of hardcore Star Wars fans. They're like, you know what? I'm going to watch it.
And absolutely. And even if you were kind of just a fan and you see that, you're like, if these two that were in it and know the story to it are that excited and that moved by it, this is going to be something that you cannot miss and you cannot pass up. You need to see it in a theater, on the screen, with people, and take in the whole experience and the history that it's going to bring. And like I said, folks, this is going to be a gushing fanboy episode, and if you do not see the love, the time, attention given just in that trailer, then I do not know how you call yourself a geek.
Nerd!
So,
yeah, and then just to let you know, the love people, there is a Stormtrooper shoulder pad, the 501st. Oh, it gets better. It gets better. I don't know if I can quite show this.
Oh my goodness!
There it is. There it is, the Mandalorian, and then there is. Oop, chair's moving. There's the Jedi Order. So it's there. I'm branded with it. Okay, I'm branded with it.
Right, stop that.
But yeah, I'm retarded for it.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on the fact that Luke was not in the trailer? That was genius. I guarantee you they did that.
Well played.
Yeah, that was genius. I am so glad. And another thing I have to say, in comparison, this is another thing, and I think J.J. Abrams has a lot to do with this, because it's J.J. Abrams. This trailer, this is the final one, right? Trailer 3. Mm-hmm. In comparison to 80% of the trailers released nowadays, this could very well have been a teaser trailer 1 with how much they gave away. Mm-hmm. Have you noticed that? So, like...
We still know hardly nothing, yeah.
That's right. And I love that. I'm so glad that they did that. I thought that's another thing that Kathleen Kennedy and J.J. Abrams... I mean, J.J. Abrams is notorious for being mysterious with his projects.
And I love it.
And keeping things secret. I'm so glad that they did that.
Don't act like you're not impressed.
We haven't gotten to numbers yet.
We can go there.
We can go there. Okay, so this is... I'm going to give this a 10.
A 10! A 10!
But it's not because you mentioned earlier, which this is a lot harder for you, that you're going to try to stay objective, and I'm trying to do that. What makes this a perfect trailer to me, in a large part, is knowing the background with the story, such as they did not put Luke in there, for example. You know, the pacing of this trailer was perfect. It was absolutely perfect because it started off slow, just like you wanted, that slow shot, and proportionately, they had faster and faster takes. They gave us everything we wanted, and we talked about this with the Suicide Squad trailer. They gave us everything we wanted, but they gave us the things that we didn't want answered until we see it also. And the music was perfect.
And I liked that the music was a little different rendition of the original score. It was still it, but there was some subtlety in the nuance.
That is correct. And then the final thing, it's interesting because there's a lot of parallels, I think, with the overall format of this trailer and the Suicide Squad trailer. They saved the absolute, and I guess it's common with a lot of trailers, but they did it very well in these two. They saved the absolute climax to like the last second. Mm-hmm. That's why John Boyega hopped over his couch. Was the last second of the trailer.
And the thing you got to think, this is the first time these people are seeing this.
That's correct. Yeah.
So
that is correct.
All right. So a 10 from the Muse. If there was a number that could pinpoint my true feeling to it, unobjectively, I put it down. But unobjectively, there is no number that exists. Objectively, we have a scale from 1 to 10, and of course, it's a 10.
A 10! A 10!
Thank you, Captain Obvious. Cue the little sound, Mitchell.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
Okay, but folks, I mean, you couldn't say it any better. It was paced. It showed us everything we wanted to see, just and what most of us would want to see, but told us nothing, and left us in the glorious wonder of what is to come, and that's what we needed. That's what we needed to see. It sated our palates and our hunger, but yet fueled it even more. And if only more movies could take cues from Star Wars, Suicide Squad, Jungle Book, stuff like that, and find that time and attention and detail to put into films like this, it'd be real hard to try to find a film that falls outside of an 8 or above. But this is 10. Yes, some of this stuff was familiar, but it's back again, and it's showing that you can have the practical effect world, the CGI world. You can have true passionate actors in films like this, even in this small trailer, with all of this going on, and make someone feel like that they are there, they can feel that it's happening, they can place themselves in that, and they can go and live for the 2.5 hours that they're able to a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Right. One of the things, there's a couple of things that when we're talking about, this has a lot more respect for me than we're comparing this to the Suicide Squad and Jungle Book. Those are great trailers. Mm. Those are trailer ones, right? Mm-hmm. Again, this is the third and final trailer. So I'm so glad at this point, this has a lot more respect for me than those. One of the greatest things I think that was also genius as far as their decision is if you look at the differences in the lightsaber battles between the first trilogy and then the prequels. Right. In the prequels, Lucas said that these are Jedis in their prime, so they are elite lightsaber.
Yeah,
right.
They're
very fast.
They're very martial artists.
In the original trilogy, they were just throwing essentially. It was tactful, but it was essentially they were just going as hard as they could with style. They were very smart not to show us what these lightsaber battles are going to be like. You know what I mean?
Right.
We don't know. I think they're going to be different. I don't see them being like any of the other ones, and I'm so glad that when we finally see it in theater, it's going to be the very first time we see anything like that.
And like I said, I think at first they're going to be very
Today, Junior.
Almost semi-amateur as far as this is the first time they've really gone at it, and one of the things that was said, especially about Adam Driver's Kylo Ren. He is not a character that is already in complete full development. So he's got room to grow, or he's got more to learn and to build upon and to flourish. And I think the same with Finn with the lightsaber. This is that's a first showdown. That's the first go-around, and I hope that, if it goes the way, and Finn is a Jedi, that these battles will become frequent as the episodes come. And
it's going to get more and more personal every time.
Yeah, and then at that final battle, it's just going to be just this...
Got him!
There it was! Yes! There it was. Oh,
man. My face is starting to hurt from smiling too much in this episode.
There's more to smile from right there. We finally had it go off.
Okay.
Oh, I was worried it wasn't going to happen. But anyway, you're finally just going to have this massive throwdown. And it's just going to be epic to the end.
Right. And then, what did you think about Kylo Ren's voice? How awesome was that? We haven't talked about that yet, but that was like...
I like that there's some distortion.
Nothing will stand in our way. I will finish what you started.
If they mixed Sean Connery with Bane from The Dark Knight and turned up the sexy...
That escalated quickly.
That's what the listeners are like. We will finish.
You just said turn up the sexy.
You ought not talk that way.
Oh, what in the heck? But I can't argue.
That
there is
voice
some
was pretty
similarities.
Epic, man. It wasn't. That's the thing. Is
turn up the sexy.
If Bane meet Barry White, that's what it is. So, hey, it's original.
Can't get enough of your love, baby.
Oh, and another thing that was cool, if you notice, in the very first trailer, the teaser trailer, it shows a similar thing with Kylo Ren, and when he shoots out his lightsaber, the first time you see the actual new saber that has, like, the T in it, he's wearing the hood and the mask, right?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is like the third time we're going to try this, folks. Believe it or not, we've edited some stuff out here.
Good grief!
You've got a point you were trying to prove, and I know where you're going, and I like it, but give it to me.
Okay. So, in the first trailer, the first teaser trailer, about halfway through, you see Kylo Ren walking through the woods like he's on a mission. He's going to do something. Mm-hmm. He has something he has to accomplish. We assume it's Kylo Ren. At that point, we assume it's Kylo Ren. Because then he has his hood on. He's walking away from us. We can't see. We can't see if he's wearing a mask. And then he shoots this amazing machine that we've never seen before out of his hand.
Yeah, his
it looks like a lightsaber, but it's something we've never seen before. Yep. I was on board with it immediately. When I saw it, I was like, oh my god, that's awesome. I know a lot of people didn't like it, and that's fine. They can not like whatever they want. And this trailer, at the end of this trailer, that pretty much confirmed that, yes, it was Kylo Ren. If you've seen the behind-the-scenes pictures of Adam Driver with his hair, he's got that luscious brown hair that he's wearing.
Or black, yeah.
Black hair. He's, in this trailer, the hood's off, the mask off, it's personal. He's looking to kick some butt. And you could tell that John Boyega's face, it's about to go down.
Hell.
It's about to go down. That's all I'm going to say. I'm excited about it. Because, like you were saying earlier, and I think it's really cool that we're both going to see them progress with their wisdom of the Force. Mm-hmm. This will probably be the first time that any of them has had like a really epic fight. And it's something that they're going to take with them the rest of their life. So if they keep on fighting through the trilogy, it's just going to get more and more epic and more personal. It's never going to get boring watching these two if they keep on fighting.
Exactly.
Get on with it!
All right, folks. There you have it, our once-in-a-lifetime just honor and privilege to review the trailer 3 of Star Wars Episode VII, The Force Awakens. Again, we've got a Facebook. Look us up on Facebook.com, 3 Geeks Flix. We have a YouTube. Look up 3 Geeks Flix. And there's a blog spot. There's some old articles on there if you care to read them, but it has not been touched in a little while. Hey, sorry, we've all got lives, and we definitely try to focus on the meat and potatoes and the fact that you love staring at two geeks talk for 30 to 45 minutes about a 4-minute trailer. So, just know that we like it, we love it, and if you don't like it, we don't care. But anyways, give us some feedback, let us know if there's anything you'd like to see us do out there in the world. We're not opposed to other movies, other trailers, like I said, within reason. Other than that, that is the Muse, Justin Kyle. I am the Tech, Mitchell Wright. Thank you for joining us, and again, stay tuned to the glow of those monitors, because